Same amount of work, less people to do it. That's today's realities, where layoffs are happening regularly. While we see some projects being cancelled, like Apple's car, and entire departments being let go, majority of layoffs are happening with downsizing and reducing of number of people, but the projects are still in place and are still expected to happen. To you as a manager, this seems unfair and impossible to deal with. Some of you are trying to put on the hero cap and deal with it by working overtime, by putting your teams at double the pressure, but that is just not sustainable. What should a pragmatic manager do? This is the time to relentlessly review your priorities. These layoffs and this downturn, well, it's not over yet, and I think it will get worse, but eventually the cycle will turn and we'll get into the new growth phase eventually. So these recommendations, they are targeting the current down cycle. They are temporary measures, temporary adjustments that I suggest. Starting with the overall trend, companies need to continue showing their revenues and continue showing profitability even despite letting people go. So companies' main responsibility is to keep operating without losing what they already have. Growth gets this second priority treatment at these times. The main thing is focus on breadwinners, focus on certain generators of revenues and profits for the company. What it might mean for you is that you will need to refocus your efforts and how you allocate resources from future growth projects, from projects that might deliver value and income in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, to your current activities, to the sales of existing product, to the improvement of existing products, focusing also on customer retention. In addition to that, today you are expected to maximize efficiencies. So what companies need to do is almost exactly the same thing as what they did last year, only to do it cheaper, to do it faster, and to do it with less resources. Keep in mind that this downturn is not permanent, and while we are sacrificing some of the future growth today just to let the company survive and let the company retain as many employees as possible in this downturn, there will be time for growth. This will get changed for the better. If you get laid off during these turbulent times, you can watch my other video about what to do if you were let go, if you're a manager looking for a job right now. And some additional thoughts on the current layoffs. 80% of companies have admitted that they're using these layoffs as an excuse to get rid of some of the underperforming employees. And also, companies are letting go work-from-home employees, some of the hybrid employees, so that they can rehire in favor of those employees who will be coming to the office. And while we haven't seen the worst of it yet, the cycle will turn and we will see growth and we will see optimism again. It will not be as crazy good for employees as it was during COVID, when employers were begging for employees to stay no matter what. But it will come back to a more balanced approach, and that is when we managers will need to rebalance our focus from being super conservative, super focused on efficiency, as that we have to do today, to more balancing it with growth and with new opportunities for new audacious and brave projects.